It's September 23rd, 2024. I am at Joel Pearl, and it's time to get in the weeds. A happy Monday to you. It's wet and wild here in Toronto, but hopefully it's nice and beautiful, sunny and warm where you are. And if it's not, well, change it. Do something with your life. What are we doing here? Talk about wrestling 3 times a week with us? Come on. We don't even talk about wrestling. Jeremy Lambert's here. What are we going to talk about today, Jeremy?
You know what else is wet and wild, Joel?
The house guests of MILF Manor?
My pants watching Andy Dalton yesterday, baby. Let's go. The Red Rifle. We are back. The Carolina Panthers are back. We are 100%, no exaggeration, going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Ottawa Senators won their first preseason game last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We have set up the parade. The route is simple. All the way to LeBreton Flats. If you're from Ottawa, you know what that means. New arenas, Stanley Cups. That's what it is.
I mean, I don't know about that, but
well, I do.
Okay.
Listen, Chi-Town Spurs already sending a super chat saying Big Red Andy
Right.
Dalton, savior of Carolina. Hey, you remember the other Big Red Andy
from Toy Story?
I think I actually did 2 things there. Well, Andy, remember Silent Rage? His name was Andy, wasn't it? From Tough
What?
Enough? From Tough Enough.
There's no way his name was Andy. No, that wasn't his name.
Wasn't it? The guy who made look like a bitch?
Oh, it was Andy Levine.
Yeah, it was Andy Levine. Levine, I think they called him. Yeah.
No, I don't remember him at all. I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah. Remember Austin punked him out, and then that was
that was it. That was it. And just the discourse. This was 2014, and I'll never forget the discourse around it, because was it 2014?
Yeah, he won in 2015.
2015, yeah. So it started 2014. So yeah, this whole thing was Austin slaps him across the face, punks him out, and then the discourse was well, I think that was a test. I think Vince wanted him to punch Austin back or slap him back or do something. Go into business for himself.
He won in 2011.
Was it 20? No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't tweeted since 2015. He won in 2011.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't. Wait, hold on. Really?
Yeah.
I trust you, but I'm my brain is.
I'm on his Twitter. I mean, maybe his Twitter. I don't know. But he has a photo with, it's him, Steve Austin, and CM Punk. CM Punk was not there in 2015. It was 2011 when he won.
Yeah, you're right. And then they brought it back in 2015. And that's when they called him Bronson Matthews, but it was Josh Bradle. And then Sarah Lee, she rested.
Yeah.
She won. Yeah. Wow.
Let's try to get him on the show.
I'd love Andy Levine to show up on our show. 2011? We can find it. Let's get it. Let's see what he's up to.
Let's see. He doesn't tweet anymore. So that's usually how I contact people. Let's try the Graham.
Machine Levine. I don't think that's him.
Is it not? Oh.
No, it's a different spelling. It's Leavine.
He might just be completely off the radar.
I am Silent Rage was his Twitter.
Which, I mean, I don't blame him if he's completely off the radar.
Yeah.
Why would you want to?
2013, there was, hold on. Back in the behind the scenes. No. That was the Watts report that we had.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, I can try to DM him on Twitter, but the fact that he hasn't tweeted since 2015 doesn't give me a whole lot of hope.
You know what the problem is? The problem is if Maven hasn't already had him on his channel, there's no hope.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it goes. He did some tryouts for the NFL.
All right, I'm gonna message. I'm gonna tweet him. Oh no, he has his DMs not open.
Oh, the worst. Now we have to tweet him.
I mean, I'll publicly tweet and see what happens, Silent Rage.
Please join our.
We would like to have you on our silly morning show.
to catch up with you and see how you're doing all these years later. I think he's on Facebook.
Wrestling. Oh, Facebook. That might be.
I mean, it's an awful way to look for people, but here we are. Hail Mary.
Hope you're well. You know, I'll try to be a little personable. All right. There.
Oh, that's probably fake.
Did you find? Oh no, fake.
So many. That's the other thing is you don't know who's real.
Okay.
Looks like it's the Navy. These ones might be the real one. He hasn't done anything since 2014. Who's that photo?
Well, we've tried. We will see what comes out of Silent Rage. I assume nothing, but you know, I assume we will not have silence and we will rage.
I mean, he's been pretty silent for almost a decade on the internet.
I mean, bless, honestly.
He did Puerto Rico?
I don't blame him.
I'm so confused by this man.
Everyone's done Puerto Rico, you know?
That's true. The people doing Puerto Rico now shouldn't be given spotlights, but here we are. All right. Okay. What a morning this has been.
Oh, we've tried. Let me tweet. I'm going to tweet some engagement tweets here. That's my new bit. That's my new gimmick because I'm sick of these people taking everything I've ever worked for. Conor McGregor, I'm going to kick your effing ass. I can say ass within 6 minutes, right?
No, you just did.
Okay. I bleeped myself saying instead of F.
That is a big deal. You know that it took 24 hours, a full 24 hours for us to get a golden dollar sign on Friday's episode.
Really?
An episode that should have been immediately blown into the ether.
Yeah.
Took 24 hours. And then I put in the request for a real person to look at it. And guess what happened?
Oh, good luck.
Back to normal within 24 hours.
Really?
Doesn't happen that way. Sometimes they take days. But I came back and I was like, oh, okay, we're back to normal. Not that it really matters, but I like seeing the green dollar sign, not the golden one. I don't need my ads limited. But I also don't want to see my thumbs up limited. So go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video. Huh?
Oh, quick today.
They did come quick. Good for you, Fireworks. Glad to see you. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
You know what else is coming quick? My pants watching Andy Dalton yesterday.
You should probably watch these games without pants at this rate. Also, subscribe to the channel. With or without pants, I don't care. As long as you press the subscribe button, and a super chat goes a long way. It supports the channel, supports everyone not named Joel or Jeremy who do anything on this channel. Jeremy does a lot, so sorry. But also, the money is worthwhile. So just, if you have some, this way. Let us pay our creators, shall we? NFL, wrestlers, all over the NFL this weekend.
All their teams lost. They got to support better football teams like the Carolina Panthers and Andy Dalton.
Are there any Panthers fans in the WWE universe, like on the roster? Have you heard of any? You've done read a lot of these interviews.
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I'm trying to think. Like Steph Curry is probably the most well-known Panthers fan. He's not a WWE wrestler. I don't think so. Anyway, Steph Curry is probably the most well-known. I don't think there's any on the roster. So I'm trying to think of who's like North Carolina based and just going off of that. Ric Flair will attach himself to the team if like they're good, but they're not good. So he probably is staying away from them at this moment.
You know, also Carolina, Ric Flair, woo! And then everyone's like, "Do you have to be?" And he's like, "How you doing this season? 0-2, Atlanta Falcons."
Charlotte Flair, maybe FTR, but they don't talk about it if they are. I know I've never heard them really speak about it.
Yeah, they fall into the not sports fans. They're actually from the drama world. You've heard this analogy before.
Yes.
Yeah. They're either one or the other, unless you're Cody Rhodes, and then somehow you're both.
That dork.
Right. Drama school. Hold on, let's finish the NFL talk, and then we could do the Cody Rhodes goes to his 20th anniversary.
You think Jensen was there? I didn't ask Jensen if he showed up.
No, because they're a year apart. They're 2 years apart.
So should have showed up anyway.
He should have shown up. He should have known.
Should have just showed up anyway. Who cares?
I did have that split second in my head. I was like, Jensen, were you there? And then I realized Jensen was not class of 2004. He would have been class of, I guess, 2006.
Yeah,
I think
shit.
you and Jensen are the same age, right? Or are me and Jensen the same age?
I don't know. I don't know how old I am, much less how old anybody else is.
Well, I know when your high school reunion is. So
Do you?
yeah, it would be your 20 year would be in 2 years, assuming you graduated on time.
Well, you're making a big assumption there, Joel.
That's a fair point.
I'm not going to my high school reunion. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't live in North Carolina anymore. I'd actually like if the timing worked out and like the wife could go with me. Like I would actually want to kind of go because so for anybody who cares about this conversation, which is none of you, but it's better than talking wrestling, right?
Are you kidding me? They love these conversations. That's why they tune in for hours at a time.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So we were talking about Cody's reunion and it's 20 years for him. So and because I haven't lived in North Carolina for a few years now, and it'd be 2 more years by next year. And like, I don't really communicate with anybody who I went to school with. Like, I'm not on Facebook, so I don't see them there. I have some contact with like college friends, but nobody really from high school. I would actually like to go back and just see some people and be like, oh, cool. It's good to like catch up since I don't talk to them anymore. And then they'd all be super impressed that like, oh, you actually, or what are you doing, Joel? Why are you trying to ruin the show?
Well, we don't have much else to talk about, so here I am.
Fair. So, they would actually be, I don't think super impressed, but I think they would be astounded. You can take that as good or bad of, oh, the dude who always loved wrestling is somehow involved in and did wrestling. So they would either think that would be great for me or they would think, wow, what a dork. Probably the latter, which is fine. But, I made a living out of it, which is better than not making a living out of it.
That's kind of the important part is the latter part.
Right. Yeah. It's not like it's not like I'm still doing this as like a hobby and like, man, I'm still chasing this dream of covering pro wrestling and making nothing. And otherwise I work at McDonald's on the side. No offense to anybody who does that, but I'm actually paid to do this and can make a livable wage to do this. So maybe they would think that was cool, or maybe they would think I'm a complete dork. I always get super weird when it was way worse when wrestling wasn't cool. So like 2019, we would go to these like events. I remember going to this like Christmas party and these people are talking about like, oh yeah, I'm like a doctor and I'm like a lawyer and I work at like this big IT firm and I do like public relations for this and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, Jeremy, what do you do for a living? I'm like, so I watched this show last night and this dude covered this other dude in dog food. And I wrote about that. That's what I'm doing for a living. Like I always feel like super like not impressive when I have to mention these things, but wrestling's like kind of cool now. So it's a little bit cooler to be like, oh yeah, I cover like WWE and like, it's actually like something people are interested in, where in 2019, it was like bottom of the barrel stuff happening. And you would feel just very, very ashamed to say, yeah, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah, last week I wrote about a wrestler who has a history of drug issues, throwing a glass of piss into the face of an Irishman.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. Yeah.
By the way, for those who maybe didn't see it, Cody Rhodes posted this on his Instagram. He went to his class of 04 20-year high school reunion, took time off to go do that. And this was the drama club reference that we were making earlier. Drama versus the sports.
I thought that was Tony Schiavone on the right.
Maybe it is. Yeah. Maybe it's one of Tony's 28 kids. Only one more than you, because Tony's a goat. You're okay with 27, but he's got 28, and that matters in the world of professional wrestling because 28 makes a whole lot of tag teams. Even numbers.
Like, no, am I off base with this Tony Schiavone comment? As far as like, can people see it or not see it?
I mean, they may not be able to see the photo if it's on their phones. Maybe I'll crop it so that you can actually see it properly, but we'll take this down for a second. So Cody goes to his 20-year high school reunion. That's what they need to do.
What do they need to do?
They needed to bring him in and make him do the music. Do not the dance. Do the whoa. Do the entrance. That's what they should have done. That would have been a lot more fun for me to watch. What do you think?
He should. Well, I guess the Arkansas Pine Bluff is playing at Bad Blood, so that's good for them. Yeah, Cody should bring all his drama friends to Bad Blood. It's in Georgia. It's in the hometown. That'll be something, right?
They should have done the Georgia Tech thing on SmackDown. They should have done that over in the SmackDown video. They should have been a part of it. Maybe they were driving the motorcade for Roman Reigns. His friends were doing that. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe.
He's just having a moment.
Maybe.
Oh, God. Anyway, so Cody goes to his 20-year high school reunion. I don't think I would go to mine. I don't think I would go to my high school reunion.
Why not?
I'm coming up on 20 years next year. Cody and I are apparently 1 year apart. Makes me feel great about myself and the place I'm at in my life. But anyway, Cody went because he was, I guess he had a good time in high school. Had a great wrestling career, had his drama stuff. I just didn't have that. High school was fine. High school was just a place I went to school. I keep in touch with maybe 3 people from high school. One of them, unfortunately, has since passed. She had cancer. Think about her all the time, but she won't be there. I just don't see it. I left my hometown 20 years ago, and I just don't see a reason to go back. They did a 10-year, and that was, buddy, that was just restaurants. They went to a restaurant, and like all the fun, clicky party girls showed up. And I think when you're in your 20s after high school and you're just getting out of university, maybe it's been 5 years, all you're doing is just trying to like show off and like be like, look how successful I am. I'm like, I don't want to do that. In that 20 years, I don't know what that's going to look like. Is it a bunch of people trying to hold on to past glory, or is it something else? This is turning into a therapy session. What do you think, doctor?
So the wife had hers, and they wanted to charge like $50 per person to eat at like this local place, which is like fine, but it was $50 per person, and it was a cash bar on top of that, which is insane to me. Like, if it's going to be $50, you're paying, so it's $100 for the 2 of us, and then we got to pay for drinks on top of that. It should be like an all-you-can-drink, all-you-can-eat. What am I going to go and get like a pizza for $50? I can just go to the place normally and get the pizza for like $15 and not have to see a bunch of people that I don't know. It's very... It's like, what? This is insane to charge $50 for this nonsense.
That is a lot. I wouldn't go for $50. I think this was another conversation that I had with somebody close to you at one point in the last 24 hours about high school reunions. I don't think I would go.
Wife, you can say the wife.
Well, I don't want to get into any trouble here. I just want to keep things as vague as I can sometimes.
Okay. Fair.
I don't think I would pay for something like that either, especially if it's multiple days of events in a small hometown. I wouldn't want to do that. And my hometown is fairly small, comparatively. I don't think I would want to do multiple days. One dinner that's like neutral zone, easy peasy, that's fine. But even then, I don't think I'm running to do that. It's just, I don't know. It's just not for me. Yeah, someone about to ever finish the saying, get my space cowboy doctor Halloween costume and fool them into thinking I got a lot going on.
That's actually not bad. I like that.
You wear the nicest suit you got and then put on a cop hat. Don't do that. Cops suck. No. But you know what I mean.
What? Yeah. You dress up like a spaceman. It'd be like a spaceman, have your helmet like just got back from the moon. Had to make sure I got here in time. The moon was so great, and went all the way up there, landed, planted the flag of Ohio, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Just put one of those flags up there on the moon. But I made sure to come back just for this reunion, everybody. Just see how many people like buy this.
And then put on your space cowboy hat.
I don't know what space cowboy is.
Well, some people call me a space cowboy. Some people call me the gangster.
Joker, smoker,
Yeah,
midnight
you're a midnight
toker.
toker. Yeah. Getting my lovin' on the run.
Yeah.
Woo!
Good song.
Great song.
Yeah. Who sings it?
Steve Miller Band.
Joel, have you heard of Creep?
I hate you.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Stop it. I hate it. Stop it. Stop it. Can't do this with you anymore. Stop it. That's true. RVD does have a space. He's been in space since forever. That's what he does. Mercedes Bailey, Naomi Tamina, and Layla Gray go to the 49ers game.
Yeah, they lost.
They lost.
Bad luck.
Rollins showed up at who was it? The Bears and Colts?
Yeah, Bears and Colts. Yep. They lost.
Who else showed up in losing situations?
Sheamus was the 12th man for the Tennessee Titans. They lost.
Yeah, they lost. Big old losers, those Tennessee Titans. Who else? Is there anyone else?
I think that was all. Braun Breaker and Goldberg were at the Colorado game, Colorado Football College. They won. They actually won. It was a last-second Hail Mary to tie the game. Then they won in overtime. Good on them. Trick Williams was at TCU SMU, but I don't know who he was really supporting because he didn't go to either of those colleges. I think he was just there because that game was on CW, and obviously NXT is moving to CW. So I think that's why Trick was there. I don't know if he actually had an allegiance to either of those teams.
I feel like he was there to be on camera and say things.
Yeah.
And just take in the game. Yeah. How did the Jags off this week, or did they play?
They played tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguars played Buffalo, I think. I mean, I can look it up right now. I'm pretty sure it is Buffalo Bills. There's actually 2 Monday Night Football games. So it's the Jaguars and the Bills, and then the Bengals and the Commanders. I believe Sean's going to the Bengals game.
Yes. Phil Lindsay's on the Raw post show tonight with Denise.
Good on him. Him.
So
there's 2 Monday Night Football games. So get ready for your ratings Raw discourse tomorrow when it gets trounced by 2 NFL games.
That's fine. A bunch of people figured out on the other side of things that Title Tuesday, I think, is the lead-in show for Wrestle Dream this year.
Oh, is it?
I think that's what they came to the conclusion of. When Wrestle Dream's October 12th, right?
Sure. I don't know what these dates are.
I know dates are completely meaningless. Yeah, October 12th. So the Tuesday before that is the Title Tuesday episode of Dynamite. So I'm sure the discourse will be absolutely crawling.
That's against the NXT show that drew so well that it moved buildings.
Yeah. See, everyone's going to be excited to talk about that stuff. Oh, who cares? Who could possibly care about this stuff?
Right. That's why it moved buildings, right? It sold too many tickets. So
yeah. When you sell too many of something, it's still running the Enterprise Center, but then they're also running the other one in Chesterfield as an overflow.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think people really saw the memo where they're bringing in screens and they're doing kind of like a WrestleMania 2 thing where they're going to do the first hour at the Enterprise Center. And then if you're at the Chesterfield location, the down by the pond by the lake is the name of the place. I think they're going to bring in TVs for the first hour, and then they're going to have the live audience get the last hour in the down by the lake by the pond venue.
What Raw reunion show did all the dorks at Hammerstein?
Oh, it was 25th anniversary.
Okay,
that was the best. Yeah, Raw 25.
Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler were falling asleep because nothing was happening.
And then they sent the Miz from Barclays over to Manhattan Center, and it was all just oh god. And they did the Undertaker where it took them 5 minutes to do the entrance. And that Manhattan Center, the stage is the same as NXT in terms of the length of that stage, and it's just do the slow walk, and then FTR doing the DX getting beat up by DX. Oh, so funny. That's so good. Yeah, Raw 25 was awful.
I only remember that the people got mad of we were promised a great show and all we got was the Undertaker saying, I don't know, maybe I'll wrestle again.
But I understand why they were upset because the ticket prices were astronomical.
Well,
they were given nothing.
That's their own fault.
I get it. They were given nostalgia. They were going a lot of nostalgia. And I think at one point they got so bored that they started just sending out 205 wrestlers to do stuff.
Right. Yeah, Matt Hardy just randomly wrestled. He wasn't on 205, but remember they tried to run 5 205 live house shows, and the main event was Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy because they had to put non 205 people because they're Yeah, maybe all these dudes who we don't actually feature aren't going to draw for us. Here's Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, everybody.
Oh god, Matt Hardy versus The Undertaker on the first episode of the rebooted WWE Superstars. Oh god, some of this stuff is always my favorite just to go back and remember. I think Sean was answering questions during his Q&A this morning that dropped on Select, and he made reference to like WWE's ability. It was someone asking about Battle of the Belts versus Saturday Night's Main Event. Is Saturday Night's Main Event reboot gonna turn into like what Battle of the Belts has become, where the first one was highly touted and then over time it became the way that Battle of the Belts is now? And like Sean's response was like, it's WWE, they're gonna pump it up, it's gonna be really big, and then after that, like, who knows? It's a quarterly special, it could be special or not special. And in my eyes, I don't think the Saturday Night's Main Event is going to be anything special. You already see a lot of I think it's going to be pumped up as special. They might do a title switch of some sorts, but other than that, like, wasn't this just a house show that they're now just going to broadcast the last hour of at this point? Kind of like the Starrcade 2019, the Revenge of the Shield, the Goodbye to Dean Ambrose, the whole, all of those house shows that they just started doing random simulcasts for an hour.
I think they'll make it special. It's on NBC. This isn't I don't shrug it.
What were the other ones though? Like the 07 ones, like those didn't have. They did like McMahon and no, it wasn't even. It was like it was an arm wrestling contest. They would do shit like this.
Yeah, that draws though, brother.
I know.
That's one of their big things, dude. Those shows I feel like those shows had star power. I'm not saying these are like going to be the most meaningful shows of all time, but so the last one had Batista and Kane, John Cena, Evander Holyfield versus Matt Hardy. My God, what was this nonsense? And CM Punk and the Boogeyman against John Morrison and Big Daddy V.
You want to start walking back your comments now or later?
Look at these shows.
This is like they did one. The last one was in 2008, Edge versus Jeff Hardy, right? And it was a bunch of singles matches, no title matches. They didn't really do this is the one I'm thinking of, is it was the Toronto one where they did Bobby Lashley versus Mark Henry in an arm wrestling contest.
They tried to get ECW over on these shows.
Yeah, they did. They really did. Shane McMahon defeated Shawn Michaels.
This match seems awesome. Hold on. Kane, Doink the Clown, and Eugene against Kevin Thorne, Viscera, and Umaga. Oh my God.
Umaga. God bless. I love it. Oh,
this sounds amazing.
It does.
All right, yeah, these shows suck.
So this is kind of what I'm getting at. Don't expect huge. Expect there's going to be something like, okay, Shane McMahon versus Shawn Michaels, Mickie James and Trish versus Candice Michelle Victoria. They did a beer drinking contest between JBL and Stone Cold, John Cena and Triple H versus Angle, Mysterio, and Orton. And the reason why they did a bunch of this was the return of Saturday Night's Main Event. Okay. So they did the big return in 06 at Cobo Hall, and I'll never forget it because they had a really cool set, and Cobo Hall has the kind of domed arena. So they had stuff projected onto the wall, like the logo. It looked cool. It was aesthetically pleasing. The first match going on was the John Cena match because that was going to get people to watch and tune in. They did the beer drinking contest. Like, the star power was there, and that's what you can expect for this one. But moving forward, it's going to turn into exactly the ones that we just talked about after that. I don't anticipate much for Saturday Night's Main Event. It's just going to be another show, and it's fine, but it's just going to be like a jacked up house show.
I think they'll try at least early with them, and then we'll see what happens out there. I guess I'm putting too much stock into it's airing on NBC. They're going to try to put something on there. I'm also putting a little bit of faith in the current era compared to 2007 and just a very dead period for WWE. So,
but even that 06 one was they brought out all the stars and they popped a rating off of it. And then after that, it was it exists.
Right. And then it became, again, a kind of a dead period after that.
I want to find out the rating.
For which one? I'll tell you.
The first one, 3.1.
3.1, yeah.
The first one being the return in 06, not the ones from like 90 and before that. 92 was the last one before they brought it back in 06. Yeah, and then the ratings kind of dropped from there. Like they did 2.6. And it's funny that we just talked about how much we don't care about ratings, but I just want to, this is kind of proving the point that the idea diminished over time and the quality diminished. The last one did a 1.4. And it was the
last one sucked. This card was awful.
That was the we're contractually obligated event. This was a 2-hour special, though.
Yeah, I was about to say this one's 2 hours as well. Yeah.
So there is a possibility that they do some really cool stuff. And
see, this is basically, at least for the first one, this is basically their December PLE too, because they're not running. So I'd imagine that deadline will be the following night. It'd be the 15th.
I think that's fair because, well, it could be the week before. We talked about this before. The first 2 weeks in December are when you have to run something because the last 2 weeks, nobody cares. It's just so far.
How dare you? World's End is the last week and they're running a live event that same night and people are very mad.
Well, Final Resolution for TNA is, I think, that weekend too. It's the 13th. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, no, it's the night before.
Oh, gosh.
The Saturday night's main event. And that's Center Stage in Atlanta. So don't worry. Steven Jensen will get you covered.
Sounds awful.
But with Final Resolution being in Atlanta the night before, either Deadline is going to be rolled into the Final Resolution show or they're just going to run it the week before. Or the same weekend because they've done that with TNA as well. It'll be in those first 2 weekends.
They should not. That's my only suggestion. Just they should not.
Yeah, but if they do, Ken saying in the chat, if Deadline were in the same, they would do the same arena for a 2-night combo. If they were doing that, so they'd be running Uniondale tonight.
Yeah, maybe they can pull that off. I mean, they could pull it off. It just depends on if there's anything else running that the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. That's that. We'll see what Saturday night's main event looks like after the other 500 PLEs between now and then. Because December is still quite a ways away. We still got Bad Blood. You got Crown Jewel. You've got Survivor Series War Games. You've got, I'm sure, something else is going to be. The Netflix is January. 2-hour Raws. You got 2-hour Raws. That's PLE every single week.
See, that's another reason why the Saturday night's main event might be boosted a little is because Raw is going to be 2 hours through the end of the year. So the Saturday night's main event can serve as almost an extra hour to put some stuff on. It is, I think they're using some type of saw. There's still basement work being done. It's not, maybe it's a vacuum. I think it's some type of saw though.
Is it sawdust?
It might be a vacuum. I don't know.
Might be a shop vac. Those things are pretty loud.
Yeah, could be. They're. It's getting there. It's getting there.
Can't wait to see the finished product.
No one's gonna see that. So.
I mean, I might.
No.
No. Okay. Can't stay over anytime soon.
Preferably not.
That I understand.
Why are you coming to Ohio? Like, what reason do you have to visit?
I don't, so I really shouldn't. Maybe I'll come in for a PW Revolver show. I've been told that
I do good shows. Yeah,
I'm not speaking bad about that, but I've never seen them. I've never seen a PWR show live, and I've been told a million times it's the place to go. We've interviewed a lot of talent that show up on PWR, so it might just be a good excuse for me to come and visit. And there'll be room for me at that point, right?
No.
You're not doing like a full-on addition to the house. You're not building a 15th floor.
No. We got a lot of kids, Joel, and so finally people are getting, maybe their own area. Right now they're just all grouped into like one room, so we got 27 of them all in one room. It gets pretty difficult, so that's why we're doing some renovations.
Right.
Here.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing what it looks like at the Lambert when all this is said and done.
Yeah, you're not staying here.
No?
No.
What if I pay?
No.
Well, you stayed at my place. I'm pointing at the bed that you slept in next to my desk.
Yeah, but you said I could.
That is fair. I did say that. So you're just being an awful friend is what you're doing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Just making sure. Hey, congratulations to Kelly Kincaid and Elton Prince. They had a baby over the weekend.
Yeah, the Pretty Deadly guys had a good weekend.
Yeah, not to be outdone, the other one went and married Stevie Turner.
Yeah, good on them.
Kit Wilson is his.
Or a bad weekend, depending on how you look at it.
It's a pretty good weekend to me. Again, I said this on Twitter. God bless Kelly Kincaid. The woman came to work every single week at NXT. She was on camera, visibly pregnant, did her job. There were no jokes made on camera. There was no references made. She just came and did her job, and everyone minded their damn business. I love that. And then she was gone, and I was like, oh, guess she had the kid. And she did. And it's a healthy baby. Congratulations to them. And then, not to be outdone, Kit Wilson was like, I'm going to get married so nobody thinks I'm not into women either. And that was that. There was a lot of discourse. People were like, Elton Prince, I thought he was gay. There were so many people on the internet. I swear to God, they were just like, I thought he was gay. And I was like, you just think wrestling is real. That's all.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
I've been told that I can sleep in the backyard.
By who?
Who do you think? None of your 27. Sorry, Tony has 28. None of your 27 kids are messaging me on the internet.
She lied.
Fair. Caden, you're a child. I'm sorry. Your radar is just not developed. Just not developed. That's all. Anyway, congratulations to them. Come to work, do your job. Everyone's happy. Unless your name's Miro. Sorry.
Well, he doesn't go to work.
That's true. So he's happy. That's how it works. Cody and Roman came to work. They worked on their cinema. What do you think of this whole segment on SmackDown? This was something else. This got some people talking. Some people really got in their feelings about professional wrestling and the way it was cinematically presented.
This ruled.
Yeah, it did.
They should make the whole show like this. Who cares about this wrestling? This is exactly the kind of stuff that I want. Roman pulling up with like 5 trucks, all the same. It's so unnecessary, but it's still ruled. Cody pulling up in the car. They just meet at the 50-yard line. Just amazing. Oh, the promo was good. It was shot well. It was fantastic. I don't have much to add about it. It was just do the whole show like this. Stop doing wrestling. That shit sucks. Do movies.
The conversation online was very funny to me because everything you just said is true. It was well shot. It was a little cornball, but it's wrestling, so it had to be. Like it was coming in the motorcade. And I love that Cody was like, showed up with like 5 cars. What is that about? And they just let it happen. It was harmless and it was effective. And I mean harmless as in like it didn't hurt the story, it enhanced the story. The way that these two were presented are like super duper superstars, and they are. And it looked right and it looked good and it was shot well and it was presented well. And it got the eyes of important people who, they care about. And so RG3 was talking about it on the internet. Those are the people you want retweeting and reposting all this stuff so that you did a good job. It was fun. Instead, there were people on the other side who, and I mean the other side of the conversation, saying that it wasn't wrestling enough. And what does that mean? Does it have to look hokey like an 80s throwback BS, like an Outrunners gimmick? And that's not a shot at the Outrunners. It's just that's their presentation. They would do it on a camcorder and present it as such. No, it doesn't need to look that way. It should be looking more for the times. And I put in the name of today's episode, Cody and Roman's Marvel movie, because that's what they're trying to do. They're absolutely trying to do this in their Marvel Cinematic Universe style of presentation, and it works for the story. Doesn't work for every story. Don't know if I'd shoot every match like this. Jeremy Lucha Underground Lambert over here, but I thought it was good. And anything that brings wrestling into the forefront in positive ways is a pretty cool thing to have.
So I've not seen was it pro wrestling enough or whatever, because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't care about that kind of stuff. To me, it's pro wrestling because pro wrestling can be anything. Like, it is what you make it. Home is where you make it. I like to see homos naked. Wrestling is what you make it. Okay? So that was great. They shot it in a cool way. It worked for the grandiose of these two men. These are the two biggest stars in the company, two biggest wrestling stars in the world. It should be shot in this big, dramatic, over-the-top production way. Ruled. If they could have done this for Austin and The Rock back in the day, they 100% would have. That was great.
Rock was probably sitting there being like, son of a bitch, now I got to do this again.
Yeah.
and our pal Chris Star, who we love very much, saying corny is one letter off from Carney. It was good. You know what? I agree. You know, I see Justin in the chat being like, I thought it was too dramatic for my liking, but it's not always about me. And that's a very healthy way to look at it. You can see it as too dramatic. And I understand it. And I think that was what some of the pushback was that it went from 0 to 100 very quickly in terms of the way wrestling is traditionally shown to us and the way that this was shot and presented. It was like you went from
was it 0 to 100 though? Like, I mean, if you go back to just
I'm not talking about the storyline. I'm talking about the literal presentation, going from like whatever you watch on SmackDown on a regular week. Suddenly they're showing you this like 10-minute cinematic thing. It's out of place in the traditional 2-hour presentation of SmackDown. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think when it comes to these two, it was perfectly in place. I mean, you go back to just the WrestleMania 40 teaser between Roman, Rock, Seth, and Cody, and the way that whole thing was put together. That was very cinematic and dramatic and over the top, big production. Like, this is what it is with these two. They're two larger than life personalities, and they're being presented that way. That's what I think is why it works with these two kind of guys. I thought it was great. I thought the promo was great. I thought Roman was very good of, once again, overshadowing Cody. We acknowledged the tribal chief. I thought he was fantastic. Like, look, they took everything from me. They took Jimmy. They took the wise man. They took the Ulafala. I ain't got nothing to lose. You're the one with all the pressure, you dork. You're the one inserting yourself in this story. You said you didn't want to be part of it. Now you're here. Now it's all on you. Cody being Cody. Just, you're gonna keep your word, right? You're gonna make sure word. Like, I have your word. I can trust you, right? Right, man? I just want to be accepted. I just want to be loved. Come on, please. Please, without you, tribal chief, I would not be relevant. Please make sure you keep your word so I can stay on the island of relevancy.
Thursday. That's Thursday, Jeremy. That's Thursday.
And Roman was like, yeah, but once I'm done with this, I'm coming after what's mine. You're in my way in life. Unrolled. Unrolled.
That was the hokiest part of the segment, and it was
it was great.
You could tell that was the moment that they were really excited to shoot and really excited to, like, this is what's gonna hook them. And instead you got just idiots like us being like, of life, and just laughing. I watched it as it aired, and I was just like, huh? And I just turned around and thought to myself, what did I just see? This was very well shot and executed, but at the end, I'm like, nope, that took me out of it.
See, I don't think you can do this for everybody, by the way. As much as I say, like, do the whole show like this, like, it loses some luster if you do this for everyone. You know, you can't shoot Chelsea Green doing dumpster stuff in this same fashion.
Although now I want to see it.
That actually rule. Never mind. I'll take that back. That would be great.
I know that Sean reported that there's going to be another one next week of the Chelsea Green presentation. I hope that what it is them going and seeing what they did on Friday and being like, oh, we got to shoot one like this.
Yeah.
It's like nighttime. It's very well, like, high frame rate, and it's dark, and she's in like high vis clothes, and it's just cinema. It's close up of her eyes.
So the end lifeline, the goal to me is they're trying to make this feel bigger than just pro wrestling, right? Because if it's just like, you're in my way, okay, yeah, he's in your way because you're trying to go after the family. Here's the guy with the title that took it from you, and so he's in your way. But it's trying to feel bigger than pro wrestling, and Cody's touched on this outside of the wrestling kind of scope, but also in the wrestling scope when Roman's talking about, oh, it's my WWE, it's still my WWE. And then Cody saying like it was, but I'd taken it. But we're talking outside of wrestling a little bit when Cody was at the press conference and he's like, there's a healthy competition between us backstage of like, we want to be that guy. We want to be at the top of the card. We want to be the champion. We're looking at these numbers. And that's where the in life line comes from Roman. It's like, yeah, it's wrestling as far as like being the champion, but it's also a little bit bigger than that as far as like who's drawing the most, who's getting the most money, who's taking the most time off type of thing. So like he's in his way in a bigger scope than wrestling. Like that's why I thought the line worked. And again, it only works when you're talking about like these two guys on this level. Carmelo Hayes can't be saying this to Andrade. He does put the fries in the bag, bro. Like, yeah, he can do some meme comments type of thing. You can only get away with this when it comes to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And good. They should do that. Present these guys as larger than life.
Yeah. If these guys are your main event and these are the two guys at the very tip top of your company, then yes, they should absolutely have that presentation offered and given to them. I'm thinking now of doing that Andrade and Carmelo segment from Friday in the same aspect ratio with the same frame rate. Put the fries in the bag, bro. And then just the fight devolves and you put the music in the background and it's Fast and Furious music, dun 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 dun, and they fight.
Hell yeah.
That's right, and it's just the best. But it's because you mentioned Andrade. We talked.
Real quickly. Go ahead. I'm all for this, by the way. Michael Bay doing stuff, just blowing shit up. 100%. I'm all for that.
Vegas Mania is just Michael Bay behind the pyro controls at the main event.
Love me some Michael Bay films. They're god awful, but man, does that man know how to shoot some over the top shit. Love it.
Could you imagine they do like the main event and they're announcing all these special guests who are in attendance and it's like, and ladies and gentlemen, over by the pyro position, our special guest pyrotechnist, Michael Bay, director.
Michael Bay would make sure that ring explodes. You wouldn't have no dud going off with Michael Bay. That thing would explode. He'd
wire that shit himself during the main event. Yeah. Like, so what are you doing, Michael Bay? Just you wait and see. I got plans. Yeah, it's just gonna go off.
That'll 100% work with him. They should do a fast food match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. That should be match 7. It takes place in like a McDonald's. That would be great, right?
I think it would be fantastic. And it has to be a McDonald's. Anything less just can't happen. Like you can't be at a Burger King, can't be at an Arby's. Did they have a presenting fast food sponsor at WWE? I don't think they've ever had someone.
They've had somebody.
They've had like KFC a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's KFC.
They do it to McDonald's, and like Andrade sticks Carmelo's head underneath the ice cream machine. He's like trying to use the ice cream. He's like, this fucking thing doesn't work. Jesus, it's broken.
The manager walks up and just like, it's broken. It's been broken for days.
Whoever Happy Meals at him. They gotta have like a customer come in the middle of it, and somebody's gotta who could be adjacent to this. Chelsea Green's fantastic.
That's right.
Chelsea Green's just chilling and taking the order, trying to get around these two men fighting, and they knock over the food as she's about to serve it to them, and she gets pissed off. Here comes Piper Niven just elbowing Andrade in the face. Be great.
That's what I mean. Oh, if someone's like Shano Big Mac, that would have been great if Shano wasn't about to be on AEW this week at a Grand Slam. In the main event. We'll get to AEW talk in a few minutes. Oh man, but yeah, that would be great. Wendy's is a co-sponsor of Bad Blood. Okay, there we go. We just did it. We brought it up, baby. Fries in the bag because it's going to be a Wendy's street fight.
Wendy's street fight. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, the SmackDown before Bad Blood. For this, they're hitting each other with the double Daves and everything.
It's the Frosty Swirl is the finish.
Sometimes the Frosty machine works. Sometimes it's broken.
Is it? It's never broken in my world. It's like Wendy's was like, we are not sinking to that level. Our machine will work all the time.
It's more consistent. It's more consistent than McDonald's by far. Oh, I've gone to the Wendy's.
This is awful, and I love it. Thank you for that. Yeah, don't cut the corners.
Hitting him with like a Baconator and everything. I really want some Wendy's now. I might have to go to Wendy's for lunch. This sounds really good.
Is there a Wendy's anywhere near me? I don't think there is.
Pretzel,
there is.
Pretzel bun.
Oh, I can see it from over here. Okay. Maybe I'll go to Wendy's after this. Pretzel bun, really? Huh.
Oh, you never had a pretzel bun from Wendy's?
I've never had it because I normally go and get the cheap shit because fast food is gross, and I just get the cheap shit because you're really renting fast food at the end of the day.
Yeah, but Wendy's is good. That's probably like my favorite of all the like fast food burger place. Wendy's is.
Louis, I have long stood behind this. AEW Grand Slam should have been brought to you by Wendy's or by Denny's. Sorry, every year.
Well, it's too late now. They might have been able to do that 3 years ago when the company made money, but now, they're about dead. So Denny's is not going to, they might need Denny's to, be profitable.
Could you imagine if Denny's became a presenting sponsor of AEW and owned half of the company?
AEW did some cool stuff with sponsors back in the day. And the Cracker Barrel fight was,
legendary.
Yeah. People got mad at that stuff. Terrible.
Rick and Morty having a spot. That was watching JR try to go through a Rick and Morty spot on air. Oh, yeah.
They should make Darby and Mox a Grand Slam street fight.
Should be.
They're just throwing breakfast food at each other.
Hash browns in my eye. Oh, these grits, they burn.
Moxley's like breaking eggs over his head. How do you like your eggs? How do you like your eggs scrambled? Over easy. He's just smashing eggs on them.
And the return line is, I like them poached. And he just spears him with something. I don't know. Hits him with a skateboard through the heart. Well, now we're just...
Yeah, the Street Fighter Yakuza game. Samoa Joe's in the Pirates one. That'd be sweet.
There you go. It's perfect. Look at us. Crossovers for all. Wendy's gets WWE. Denny's gets Grand Slam AEW. TNA gets that one pretzel that they sold out of at that one bar down the street from the venue at Slammiversary. Oh, and they had the PCO burger all over the place, but you couldn't find one.
No, it wasn't there for that.
Neither was I.
What's your favorite breakfast food, Joel? Who cares about wrestling? Let's talk about breakfast food.
My favorite, I love breakfast. One of my favorite things to do is get a piece of challah toast. And,
what?
Yeah, challah. It's egg bread. It's good. It's delicious. Trust me.
Try hologram toast?
No, it's a little different. You can see and taste it. No, this is challah for the Jews. You're welcome. And you get a couple fried eggs. Fry them up. Put some cheese down, some American cheese, and get a little bit of ketchup. Very simple. Put some paprika on the eggs too. That'll get some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, love that.
Go
ahead.
We got a breakfast place up the street here. They do pancake tacos.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. Just stuffed with eggs and cheese and bacon. I like any type of almost like the Mexican breakfast crossover. Get like a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, breakfast burritos are the best.
Yeah, that's what I had when we went to Tim Hortons that morning. And I had one of the breakfast burritos from Tim Hortons. Yeah.
I wish I had known that you were a breakfast person, because then we could have done a proper breakfast. Oh, we went to Fran's.
Yeah, we went to Fran's. Yeah.
I
forgot what I think I might have, what I have there. I don't remember.
I got the breakfast burrito. No, did I? I think I did.
I don't remember what I had.
They've got a big breakfast there. That's ridiculous.
I might have had chicken and waffles, because I'm a big fan of the chicken and waffles as well.
Yeah. You were too busy shitting all over them for having sweet tea versus...
Yeah, their sweet tea was trash.
At least they told you it wasn't sweet tea.
No. That's a lie.
What was the story? I know you asked.
Yeah, this lady was like, "Oh, our sweet tea is very sweet. It's like the sweetest tea around." And I'm like, "I'll be the judge of that." And I think she took offense by my comment. Like, I'm from the South, lady. Your Canadian lemon tea don't impress me.
Yeah, right? Brisk out of the machine isn't exactly going to do much.
Yeah. That's all it was. It was just brisk lemon tea. That's not sweet tea. These people need to understand what real sweet tea is.
Didn't she then bring you sugar to put on it in it?
No, they had sugar at the table. I just used that.
Oh, okay.
Douse that thing with sugar. The wife's always like, when we go out to breakfast and I order like a tea, and I might get like a sweet tea, And then like I taste it, and of course it's not sweet enough. So like I gotta put like so much sugar in there. I'll use like 5 packets of sugar, and it's like it still isn't great, but it's the closest I can get. She just looks very disgusted by me to put all the sugar in my sweet tea, and I'm just like, yeah, well, like when you grow up in the South, sweet tea is actually sweet.
A&W has like that's loud.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
A&W has this like value breakfast burrito where it's literally like a cheap fried egg, a piece of bacon, and some cheese just wrapped in like a tiny thing. I got 2 of those yesterday. I was out with the kids. So the weekend was interesting because my kid got sick on Saturday, but felt much better on Sunday. But then my wife was sick on Sunday. So I took my kid all day and we went to the mall. I took him to the super duper duper market because he and I normally go to the grocery store together and we call it the supermarket. And then the super duper duper market was because the mall is open for the mall walkers, but at that point on a Sunday at like 8 in the morning, ain't nobody walking around. So I can take him and like let him run around freely, no problem. But anyway, I digress. The reason I say is because there's an AW at the market and they had these like value burritos, breakfast burritos, and they're okay, they're fine. But like the real breakfast burritos, those are the ones you want, where like you get the potato inside and the egg and the sausage and the do some bacon crumble, something like that. Yeah, a good like a Southwest sauce. That's what makes it best. But
This is all I get from McDonald's.
yeah, the McGriddles are good.
The McGriddle. I used to get the biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, until I discovered the McGriddle. Once they came out with that and I tried one, always got to get the McGriddle.
Yeah, the McGriddle was something that I tried recently in the last year because for a long time I couldn't do it. I was like, I don't like my sweet and my savory, and then I started doing it. And once in a while, the thing is, I have to be A, in the mood, and B, it has to be available at the McDonald's I go to. The one in the Walmart, again, super duper market, the one in the Walmart doesn't have it. They don't have the McGriddle, which annoys the hell out of me. And then the one nearer to me has it, so I'll go once in a while. And then there's another one that's in one of the subway stations here, and same thing, they don't have it. Very frustrating, Jeremy. Life is tough.
Remedy knows what's up. Bojangles chicken biscuit. It's called Bowberry. Bowberry biscuit is what the blueberry biscuits is called. I gotta go. Oh, I gotta go to the Bojangle. The Ohio one sucks because it's Ohio, so like it's not like real Bojangles. But anytime I visit North Carolina, Jensen and I interviewed Fodder and Angelina Love. They're based in North Carolina. And so I was talking to them. So yeah, anytime I'm back in North Carolina, like all I eat is Bojangles. That's it. I don't need anything else when I'm in North Carolina. Or Cookout. Bojangles or Cookout. If that's it. That's all I ever eat when I go visit North Carolina. So
I need to go try Bojangles. I just haven't been to a state that has it and is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ohio doesn't count.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I would never try it in Ohio, especially after all the times you've said it's just not good.
I'll have it if if it's available, but it's like 20 minutes away. I don't really feel like driving 20 minutes for the knockoff Bojangles. I'll drive 20 minutes for like the real Bojangles, but now I'm just hungry. Now I kind of do want Bojangles. Maybe I will drive 20 minutes today. Go get Bojangles.
I had a tuna sandwich on the way home today from dropping my kid off. So
that sounds terrible.
It's the last week of our long ass commutes. We're leaving that daycare.
Joel, you mentioned let's get to a real conversation here. You mentioned that there is a McDonald's and a Walmart that does not serve the McGriddles.
That is correct.
How do you feel about a first date taking somebody to Walmart McDonald's?
Like Walmart and the McDonald's, or directly to the Walmart McDonald's?
The Walmart McDonald's. You're not going to the real McDonald's. It's a first date. You're going to the Walmart McDonald's. Is that proper? Is that okay?
All right, mute yourself for a second.
Okay.
No. First date, blind date, know each other?
I mean, it's you kind of know each other. It's a mutual thing, You've agreed to go out. You know who this person. It's not blind. It's not like you never met this person.
Time of day. Is this a nighttime type of thing?
No, it's in the day. It's daytime. Maybe it's a quick little thing of like, hey, let's go grab lunch. Like it's that
thing.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it as a first date. Not as a first date. If this is maybe a third date and it's maybe you're on lunch and you've got a little bit of time and you really want to see this person, I think that's okay. But I think doing it as a first date, I'm not against first dates going to a place, really any place where you can sit down and enjoy each other's company over food. I think that's a good first date because you're having conversation, you're supposed to get to know each other. It's about the conversation more than it is the food. If the food, as long as the food is serviceable, you're good. But really what's supposed to be memorable is the conversation. That's why the whole like dinner and a movie thing, ditch the movie, man. Don't go to the movie. The movie is just, you're just sitting there awkwardly, unsure of what to do. And maybe you're the type of person who pulls out your phone in the middle of a movie, and don't be that person. First, there are people like that. And maybe you don't want to be that person in the middle of the movie because your person that you're with is not that person and they really want to watch the movie. Don't do movies. Don't do movies on the first date. Do that when your kid goes to their first day of daycare and you're like, I've got the day free. Let's go see a movie. That's fine. Until they call you and tell you got to pick him up because he's got diarrhea. Anyway, not important. The idea of going to a McDonald's for your first date, not something I would do, especially if you're on a time crunch. Yeah, I think if it's a third date or something and you just want to see the person, that's okay. First date, not for me.
You gotta factor in this is the Walmart McDonald's. This ain't proper McDonald's. You're going to the Walmart McDonald's.
I've seen both, and I've seen one that looks good as a standalone and one that looks shitty. Like I've seen both sides of it. I've seen Walmart McDonald's that look better than standalone McDonald's and the other way around. Like the McDonald's that I'm talking about in the Walmart where I go, it's a nice one. It's been redone recently. Like I'm talking in the last 9 months to a year. So it's been updated, upgraded. It looks fine compared to other ones I've been to, like older McDonald's stores where like it hasn't been touched in years. I think the aesthetic kind of messes you up. It doesn't look good. Okay. One looks more like a McCafe. The other one looks like a McDonald's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a branding thing. Yeah. Where are you at on this?
Well, see, you can take them to the Walmart McDonald's, and then maybe you can go shopping at the Walmart.
That's why I asked you the question about the differentiation. This is why we did this. You're just walking me into the trap. You suck.
I don't know. First date, and if you got time to properly do something, Walmart McDonald's or Walmart Subway, I don't feel like you get a second date out of that. I don't know of what bait. Like even if you got limited time, at least go to like a proper place, right? Like I don't know, Walmart, McDonald's. That's where you're gonna go.
Yeah, I don't know. Starbucks, go to Target, Starbucks as Republicans.
Those are at least like kind of nice. The Target, Starbucks.
Yeah, they're all supposed to look a certain way. That's what they're trying to do with these McDonald's and Walmart is redo them into a nicer idea. Costco or IKEA. IKEA is a little too planning for your future, like cart before the horse type of thing. Although the IKEA with meatballs, it's not bad. But you can do Costco with glizzies.
No, but what if you're not shopping at IKEA? You're just going there for the food. Like, yeah, we're just gonna meet up at IKEA just to have lunch. We're not gonna do any shopping. If you want to shop on your own, fine. But I ain't doing that shit with you.
I would rather walk around the Costco because then you can get $1.50 glizzy. Like, come on, man. That's what I'd prefer. Those IKEA meatballs, they get messy.
Yeah, Rare Beast got first date is not a store within a store. I don't really like. You got to figure out a different time if that's going to be your first date. Like, you just got to be like, you know what, I can't do it on this day. I got to figure out a different day. If like your big idea is McDonald's, Walmart, Starbucks, Target, or Costco. This
is the idea right here. Take them to IKEA, get lost, and then end the date. Just walk away.
It's like that 30 Rock episode where everything's going great until they go to IKEA and then they end up breaking up like 2 episodes later.
That's what you do.
Spoiler alert.
Brick and mortar turducken though. That's sending me. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
How do you add up Planet Fitness and Walmart?
I mean, you just knock down a wall and that's all you need to do.
Sure, but
like, how do you do that? That's insane. It's got to be like a next door addition. They can't like with a door, like a sliding door. Can't be like you just walk in and all of a sudden everything's purple. The judgment-free zone from the judgiest place on earth.
They start sending people over to the Planet Fitness.
I just love the idea that it's like if you get caught being judgy at a Planet Fitness, you get sent over to Walmart and vice versa. If a Walmart employee is being judgy, then they send you over to Planet Fitness and they're like, nah, we're going to work on your judgment-free mentality. It's like suspension with pay.
Gas station sushi. I don't like sushi in general, so I can't imagine gas station sushi. That sounds terrible.
What's your take on grocery store sushi?
I just said I don't like sushi in general. So like I've never had grocery store sushi. I've gone to a sushi place maybe twice in my life, and I've gotten just the most simple thing of like, yeah, let me get the shrimp. I don't even know if like I didn't go crazy or exploring with the sushi. I was just like, yeah, let me get something that sounds appealing. I don't like sushi. Not a fan.
See, I love sushi. So that's me. When Tim and I went to Montreal for Elimination Chamber, we I think on our first night, one of the nights we went for all you can eat sushi. We may have actually done all you can eat sushi and then went to the casino that night.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this when I was
fun.
in town. Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that again, Tim. I miss you, Tim. Miss you every day. It's not like we live in the same city and could see each other whenever we want or anything, but maybe we'll go to Greektown next Friday. Sabu's going to be there.
That's sweet.
And Effie. You ever seen Sabu and Effie in the same place at the same time?
That'd be fun.
I want to put those two on camera together and see what happens.
Sabu was the first person to acknowledge the tribal chief.
Good for him. Although if you ask Rikishi, he's saying Solo should be the world champion.
Oh, who cares?
Why is he on that podcast?
I don't even know what podcast he was on.
He did
his own.
Tua.
Oh, was he?
According to this, I mean, I'm hoping this is real and not. This has got to be fake. I think this is fake.
There's no way.
This is Jordan Batu being hilarious.
There's no way.
It's got to be fake. 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 No, I don't think it's real.
There's no way.
I think it's sooner that it's going to be what's his face doing it.
It's his own podcast. She hasn't even done a podcast.
Yeah, she has.
Oh,
she's done at least one episode. I'm pretty sure that they're going to try and get LA Knight to do talk to her.
Yeah, I mean,
let me talk to her. But yeah, I think the Rikichi thing I think is just fake, but it's hilarious.
She did an episode with Whitney Cummings, and then she did an episode with her grandma.
Good.
I respect it.
Yeah, this is fake. It's very funny though.
Who cares what Rikishi thinks?
No one should. No one should care what Rikishi. When your own son is saying, "Shut up, let me do my thing. We're okay, Dad. You're fine."
He seems upset about stuff. I don't get it.
Of course he's upset about things. He's upset that he's not getting a piece of that pie right now.
Let's go back to talking about sushi.
Yes, shall we? I love me some sushi. That's what I should do. People ask about Walmart sushi. Yeah, sometimes if it's on sale.
This all sounds really?
Yeah. It's not bad. I don't know. Okay. I want to go. I want to go get sushi now. Wendy's, Denny's, sushi.
I never been a fan of sushi. Just not for me.
Oh, love me some sushi. Love me some sushi. We got a super chat earlier from Chi-Town Spurs asking if either of you watched The Queen of the Villains yet. Thought it was fantastic. I haven't seen it. That's the Netflix gimmick, right?
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix yet. I'm kind of holding off until January to pick up Netflix again.
Okay.
Well, that's when everything in Canada goes over from WWE.
I've not seen it. I might watch it at some point, but I've not seen it at this point.
Everybody take tabs. Kim Gray has just started watching us, and by the time she catches up, she will be very confused as to why she's here.
Well, we were appropriate today. Today was an appropriate show thus far.
We're not done yet. I was going to say we're halfway through, so there's always a chance.
Here, you want to get inappropriate? So in The Ultimate Fighter, this guy, I think it was Junie Browning, he jacked off on somebody's sushi.
Who hasn't done that? Wait a minute, on his sushi?
Yeah, on the sushi, and then like they ate it.
That's questionable.
Yeah.
That's questionable. Summer camp, they had a word for that, but I'm not going to say it.
Well, hold on. Wait.
No.
Can you put it in the private chat? I'll say it.
No, that makes it worse.
Why?
I'll tell you after the show.
No. Put it in the private
They
chat.
did it with a cookie. That's what they did.
Cum cookies?
No, kind of, but like anyway. No,
Put it in the private chat. No.
I don't want to do this. No,
No.
this is a conversation I do not want to have.
You don't have to have the conversation. Just tell me.
No.
This is the only thing I'm interested in.
That's a problem then.
Cum
Is this on a
cookies.
recent episode?
A recent episode of what?
Of Ultimate Fighter when that happened?
No, this was way back when.
Years ago.
Ultimate Fighter doesn't actually exist nowadays.
Was this before or after TKO?
Oh,
sorry,
I
meant before Endeavor bought.
Way before. Hold on, I'll tell you. Sushi incident. Ultimate Fighter. I think it was legitimately like season 1. Oh, Kyle Kingsbury. Okay, so yeah. Sushi prank gone wrong. Ultimate Fighter season 8, maybe? Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say season 1, man. Forrest Griffin ain't putting up with that shit.
No, they did some dumb stuff in season 1 with like Stephen Bonner. There was some stuff with him, but yeah, Kyle Kingsbury did the sushi incident. This is apparently season 8. I could not remember. God forbid. So yeah.
That's funny.
All right, so let's go back to the cum cookies.
Oh my god. No.
I don't care about wrestling anymore. We need to know. The people need to know. Bully Joel into this.
No,
everybody.
My name is not Bully Joel. Thank you. I don't want to be known as Bully Joel. I don't need a 24-hour busted open thing unless you want to pay me for it.
Everyone,
Tell you what, $100 in super chats, and I'll tell you the name of this.
Let's not get greedy.
I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to tell it.
Just tell me.
Oh, not doing it. No.
Limp Bizkit? Is that what they
call it?
It's
not that, although that's funny. It's not that, although that's funny. It's just one of those
days where you don't want to wake up.
How awkward was it? Not doing it, Jules. I ain't doing it.
Come on.
No, that's how you get the cookie in the first place.
I know.
Did you?
Was it macadamia nut? Hold on.
No, but now this is much funnier than telling people. It's trying to figure it out. That's going to be even better.
Put the nut in the macadamia nuts
and eat it all up. Oh, Frasnelli might have gotten it closer than anyone else has.
Ookie cookie?
Something like that.
What if I don't want to Google cum cookies?
No, I think Michael's got it close enough. I think Michael's got it.
Is that what it's called? Ookie cookie?
Close enough. It's close enough, yeah.
All right, I'm going to Google this.
While you're Googling this, the Andrade and LA Knight finish. Can we talk about that for a second?
Okay. Soggy biscuit. Soggy biscuit?
No. That's not. That's pretty gross, but hilarious.
So Soggy Biscuit, according to Wikipedia, Soggy Biscuit is a male group masturbation activity in which the participants stand around a biscuit, UK, or cookie, US, masturbating and ejaculating onto it.
I mean, that is basically it. I just never knew it by that.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. Jizz Kit is another name for it?
No, that's hilarious.
A group of guys stand around in a circle and jerk off onto a cookie. The last guy to finish must eat the cookie.
That's a thing.
Oh, yeah. It seems like it's called Ookie Cookie.
That's gross, isn't it?
Oh, Jizz Kit. Also named as Come on a Cracker. Is this what we're talking about, Joel?
Yeah,
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Can you now tell me, like, confirmation since we've
I did. I gave
clearly
you
figured it out?
Yeah, I gave you that. Yeah, I did. I confirmed it. You're just in there, aren't you? You're just feeling that, huh? Yeah, man, this was at summer camp, dude. That wasn't me, by the way. I was
gonna say, did you ever have to eat one of these cookies?
No,
Joel?
no, I never participated in any of this shit.
Okay, you didn't finish last.
I never did it. That was just that was nothing. That is a level of I saw the goonful.
We're never beating the thigh-full allegations.
No,
never.
That is a Russian roulette game that I knew was a bad idea. This is a bad idea. And I just never was going to try this shit.
You aren't confident in your abilities to get off quick?
I'm not confident in those abilities now. Oh, God.
I'd participate in this game. I feel like I would finish fast enough.
Jesus Christ.
let's just go there at this point.
You're in your 30s. What are we doing?
We'll just go there at this point, you know?
Oh, God damn. What are we doing here? Oh, anyway, SP3 will be on the show on Wednesday now, replacing Jeremy specifically.
Wait, who's on the show on Wednesday?
Jeremy's being replaced by SP3 on Wednesday.
Oh, because I'm just banned.
You're just banned.
Fair.
Oh, could you imagine they just fly us all the way out for that shit?
And Kate's talking about fucking people's fathers, so you know, like, where are we at this point?
I saw that and my jaw dropped and I couldn't stop laughing. I sent her a congratulations. 24 hours, they might just do that. Oh my God. Anyway, Raw preview. No, I'm just kidding. Whew.
Doing something raw.
Oh, hilarious. Oh. You know that I've but it's accurate.
So you can't think about that. You know,
he's got to close your eyes.
You gotta think.
What are we doing here?
You can't think about the end goal. You gotta think about not doing that.
Stop it. That's so funny. Whew. Kylie Rae Jepsen got engaged. Good for her.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Somebody finally called her. They no longer called her maybe. They called her.
I respect Carly Rae Jepsen. I love Carly Rae Jepsen.
Begging for the Sean run-in. Oh, is he awake? He's probably awake by now.
He's gonna be like, what are you guys talking about coming on cookies for?
Yeah. This is the right time to remember that Cam Hawkins did tweet out, "Be normal today, please." And I said, not a chance, pal.
Broke that one.
Not a chance. Oh, you are. Oh, son of a bitch.
Anyway, what else did you do at camp, Joel?
I was a sad boy.
What kind of kiss? Well, were you sad because they didn't invite you to do these games?
I have no interest in being a part of these things.
Okay.
I wasn't a sad boy. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh no. Oh God. All right. Can we get back to what we were talking about? Not that.
This is what we were talking about.
Andrade and LA Knight having an awkward moment in the ring on Friday nights.
Who cares?
Maybe they had a cookie they had backstage.
Who cares?
I was not at band camp. I was at Jewish camp, much worse. So anyway, those two were what? All he wanted a fist bump. Andrade wanted literally anything else.
Well, it's Fist Bump Friday, you know?
What's that?
It was Fist Bump Friday, so LA Knight was just going for that. That's what they got at the school here.
Yeah.
All the kids go to school and they teachers and stuff, they line up. It's like, fist bump.
Great motivator. But unfortunately, Andrade didn't want a fist bump. He wanted to raise LA Knight's hand and shake it.
They were calling back to John Cena and LA Knight. That's all this was.
When LA Knight went for the fist bump and John Cena said, "No, give me your hand."
Yeah, remember John Cena? They had that little awkward moment where John Cena's like, "Let me raise your hand," and LA Knight is like, "Yeah, I don't know about all this." This is the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know about all that. I do remember this.
This is the thing.
Oh, it was very strange. It was just a very weird moment that didn't need to be on TV, and it just happened.
LA Knight's got to stop with this jump to the top rope.
Yeah, I get it. He's
old. It happens.
He's old,
to the
he's
best of us. We all get old.
It's true. Time does come for us all. Yeah, it was LA Knight was actually mocking LFI. And Andrade was like, "The hell you are." But anyway,
Roosh and Beast Mortos. What a team they are.
Yeah, looking forward to Roosh versus Mark Briscoe at Final Battle when Roosh recaptures the ROH championship.
That'd be a good match.
I'm sure it will, and I'm sure that it's something that I've seen before. No solo on
Is
Friday.
it?
Probably.
Nah, Mark Briscoe, don't be like that, Joel. Mark Briscoe and Roosh isn't a thing that's happened like 300 times like these premier athletes matches have happened. Oh, it has happened more often than I thought. Yeah, they faced in the Continental Classic, and then they were part of the All-Star match, and then they were part of another All-Star match. They're part of the. That's all Leo Rush. Okay,
There's a bunch of Leo Rush, but it's very funny. But then they were part of the. Yeah, there was.
It's not quite as bad.
There was the elimination match in 2019. Dragon Lee and Roosh defeat the Briscoes. 2 out of 3 falls. King Phoenix, LA Park, and Penta defeat the Briscoes and Roosh.
When was this Roderick Strong, Roosh, and Beast Mortos match against Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Tomohiro Ishii? I don't have any recollection of this match. This was July on Dynamite. Are we sure?
That was the CMLL Eliminator title match, the CMLL Women's title match.
Yeah, the main event was Darby and Hangman Page. All right. I don't remember that match taking place on that show ever. I don't remember. Are we sure Roosh was in that match?
Well,
are we positive?
Here we are. So Mark Briscoe versus Roosh final battle. That's looking forward to that. Oh, it's true. We've needed help for a very long time. And yes, Roosh is a former ROH world champion. Do it on Rampage. Wilson said Jacob Fatu saying anybody want a pat down? Anybody want a pat down? I love you, Solo.
That dude rules.
He does. Why isn't he the WWE champion? He should be the WWE Undisputed Champion. Why isn't he the champion yet? He's the tribal chief. He should be the champion. Why isn't he the champion? Jeremy Jacob Fatu just came here to be the champion.
Fatu rules. Yeah, I when the premier athletes confronted Mark Briscoe and everybody backstage, I'm like, are we really doing this match again? And so I just looked it up and I was like, technically it's a different match. Again, Tony knows that Tony played enough TEW, EWR as a kid. He probably still plays it. Bless him. Like, I still play it, so I don't blame him. You get the rematch penalty if you book the same match too often, but a smart TEW player knows you just need to switch out one person. You switch out one person, you don't get the penalty. That's all Tony's doing. I respect it. But like, we gotta get somebody new in there. These premier athletes, they're not getting Letterman's jackets, right? Like, they should be expelled. They're not making the team right now.
Maybe that's what the key to the city unlocked, right? Was the varsity leather jackets.
They're not doing well.
Just imagine for a second. I need you to just close your eyes. It's Dynamite 2025, live at the Kia Forum.
Bring the fuse. Okay,
yeah, they're live at the Kia Forum, sold out, huge night. Everyone's there for Mercedes, but in the opening contest, Top Flight in their full flight regalia in a 6-person tag against the premier athletes, who are now dressed in their Letterman jackets, and they are now high school super athletes. That's the match. Yeah, they're throwing footballs, catching back and forth. They're doing the chase U. They're doing the U. That's them against Top Flight. Everyone's dressed up in gimmick. You can come back now. No one's playing baseball.
That's part of the athletes.
And not them. It's the new varsity club.
Oh, high school reunion match. That's actually good.
Cody's going to come in and be like, if there's something I know about.
Wait, that's actually really good. What are you guys doing nowadays? We're flight attendants. We're pilots. Like, oh, man, we're still stuck in high school. Back in our glory days, living out our glory days on the field and on the court and on the let's say ground.
On the gridiron?
Gridiron, yeah.
Seems bad.
Oh, I like this high school reunion match.
High school reunion match. Yeah. Anyway, that's what you're going to see is just gimmicks on gimmicks. It's fine.
Good. Need more. We need more of these gimmicks, but we need them not to be losers. These are the premier athletes.
They should be premierly losing on AEW TV. That's right.
They should like win every now and again. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't lose all the time. That or they gotta just get them out.
Maybe they should have a big 6-man trios feud with the Learning Tree with Chris Jericho.
Okay, here's what we need. We need the ultimate crossover. We need to finally bring WWE and AEW together, okay? In 100 years, as Tony said.
In the next 100 years, it'll happen.
Next 100 years. The premier athletes go to NXT and enroll in Chase U. And we need the crossover with the premier athletes and Chase U. Mark Sterling's getting them out of all their scandals and everything. Thea Hale is teaching these dorks how to actually win matches, lighting a fire under them because clearly something's not working. That's what we need.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm all right with that. Let's go. Chase U with the premier athletes.
Yeah.
They will be called Premier U.
Look at that.
Writes itself.
This is so much better than just premier athletes coming in and like, hey guys, we think you're kind of dorky and we think you can't speak well and we are the premier athletes. And then we just lose. Yeah, cool. Dorks.
Anyway, the Outrunners are signed.
Do you think the premier athletes were at Cody's high school reunion?
Yes. And I think that they were throwing around the old pigskin.
Yeah.
Nape High football rules.
Cody probably stuffed those losers into a locker, if we're being honest.
No, I'm pretty sure Cody was the one being stuffed at one point.
Nah, Cody saw these guys and like, these guys are fake premier athletes. It's a shame too. He's like, Tony Nese is good. Josh Woods is really good. I like Ari Daivari. All these guys are good. It's just lose.
Big old premier losers.
They got a line with like Lance Archer. Remember when like Lance Archer, they give him a push like every 2 months?
Yeah, because that was when a Battle of the Belts was coming, and Lance Archer was going to be a Battle of the Belts.
Great. Lance Archer's beating people. Lance Archer's stuffing dorks into lockers. The premier athletes should just align with him.
That's why every time, by the way, that's why every time Lance Archer shows up on an AEW show, I say there must be a Battle of the Belts coming up.
Hear you guys like stuffing fools into lockers, and Lance Archer's like, yeah. And that's it. Then they're not on TV for 2 months until they run into Scorpio Sky. He's like, you guys need some better hair.
Looking
Try
at you,
the Scorpio system.
Looking at you, Arya Daivari. You need some help up in the follicle land. I got you. Friday was our best show. We peaked. It was over. Oh man. Yeah. So the Outrunners are officially signed to AEW, at least according to FightfulSelect.com. Best $5 in the business. Good. They should run the tag division. It still doesn't change the fact that they should have pinned Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay should have called an audible during the Casino Tag Gauntlet and been like, bruv, pin me, bruv. And then the Outrunners would have won, and they would have had a nice match against the Young Bucks at Grand Slam. I understand the story going on the other side with Will and with Kyle Fletcher, but the Outrunners deserve it.
I'm so mad that the Outrunners did not win this match on Saturday. Why is Dax taking this pinfall? I get it. Dax loses. He's not afraid to lose. That's fine. I guess if you're doing something with like Roosh and Beast Mortos, and that's going to be like your team, even though Beast Mortos like teams with everybody, he's kind of a whore like hologram. But man, we couldn't have the Outrunners win. Like,
why aren't the Outrunners champions, man?
I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid they're gonna miss this with the Outrunners. I'm like really afraid they're gonna miss it.
That's fair.
I'm not really mad. I don't get mad about wrestling. I don't really.
It's not mad. I would. Jeremy, are you mad? Jeremy, don't tell the people I'm mad.
Please don't put it out there that I'm mad over the result of a wrestling match. It never happened.
I would like to see the Outrunners shine, and it looks like they're pushing them. They're giving them more and more. I think if you capitalize faster, I don't think it'll flame out as quickly as some might assume it will. I think the Outrunners have that capability to be a bit of a meme tag team, but people just like might buy in if they're presented strongly. You know, winning is one thing, getting the pin is another, right? Gaining those victories because you got the pin and you did the work. I think that goes a long way in storytelling. And I'd like to see that with the Outrunners if they're really going to put something out there.
I'm very afraid that they're going to like actually miss the boat on this team because I don't know what the real shelf life is. I'm not saying like they're meme wrestlers or anything like that, but it's a throwback gimmick and like it's hokey and it's over the top and it's corny. I love it. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know what like the shelf life of this is to where people are going to be like fully behind it. When like, oh, okay, cool. You're just like these 80 dudes who are, you know, a little over the top now. And, you know, AEW's were the best wrestle. We haven't seen them in like this 5-star classic or anything. So I just don't know what the full on shelf life is for them. And if they don't start doing something a little with them, it feels like they could miss the boat with them here.
So one point that you made is exactly the reason why I like the idea of them I like the idea of them having gotten the Young Bucks match at Grand Slam, and that is the whole we're the best wrestle thing and having a 5-star match. I'm not saying that it would have been a 5-star match with the Outrunners and the Bucks, but I think both teams would have done something for each other to strengthen not only each team, but also maybe the tag division a little bit more and show that there is, as ironic as it is when I say this, a youth movement to come in to the tag division in AEW. And that's what this presentation could have been if they had done that match at Grand Slam, is have the Outrunners, at least in a strong defeat, like not a strong defeat, but have a strong match and then lose. I think that would have been okay.
No, absolutely not.
You want them to win the tag titles?
They should squash the Young Bucks. Real 80s shit. You know what I'm saying? These are big, strong, jacked up dudes. These little flippy guys running around. Get out of here with all that. Just a complete squash. Just power move on top of power move on top of power move. Stack them. Double pen. Outrunners champions.
So I have a theory that the Danielson match is going to be not a squash, in that it's going to be a fast match.
They had a lot on this show on Wednesday.
They do have a good amount. They added a bunch of matches on Collision, some that we don't even know when it's going to air, because
I think a lot of them are going to be on the Saturday Collision portion, not part of the Dynamite portion.
The reason I bring it up is because the Saraya match they opened the promo as it's happening on Collision, and then they put up the graphic at the end of the promo that it's live on Wednesday.
So here's the thing.
It's live Wednesday for the crowd.
Yes.
But it's not, but it didn't get the on Saturday Collision graphic.
Yes. So what they've kind of done is they have distinct Dynamite and Collision branding on the graphics, but then they got the ones that have like no branding. It just says Wednesday, which basically to me implies, hey, come to the live show on Wednesday. You'll see this match. Renee said Saturday for Saraya and Jamie Hayter. They sent out a tweet earlier this morning. It said, come watch this match on Wednesday before it airs on Saturdays. Timecock. So that is a Saturday match. The one that has thrown me is Hangman and Jarrett, because that's got the no distinct branding so far. So that could go Collision or Dynamite, depending on how they're going to just sort of do it. That has no branding on it, though.
So as of right now, if you go to the AEW website under the events, the Dynamite branded matches are Moxley and Darby, Danielson and McGuinness, Bucks and Fletcher and Ospreay, Mariah May and Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah. They also have the Hook and Roderick Strong match, no branding. And then they have for Collision, the Learning Tree conglomeration match that you called months ago that they're doing, which God bless.
Hook and Roddy feels like a Collision match, right?
It does. And that's why I'm like partially thinking maybe if you want to have like a big hook for Saturday, maybe you do put the Jeff Jarrett Hangman match on that show. Well, but I understand also wanting to make that, because like, again, what's big enough, right?
I think you got to do Hangman and Jarrett live.
The hook match is not on Rampage, because Rampage was taped on Saturday after Collision.
Yeah.
So just for those who are maybe mixed up on what's going on, Saturday was Collision, They taped next Friday's Rampage after Collision this past Saturday, and then Dynamite is live, and then they're taping Collision after Dynamite on Wednesday to air on Saturday. So basically, Friday and Saturday shows are not only taped, but one was taped a week ahead of the other.
They got Sammy Guevara and Okada as well. That's probably a Collision match. That's not on their website, but that was announced.
Yeah.
Sammy did the challenge on Collision. I feel like you got to do Hangman and Jarrett as part of Dynamite. That seems like a match that you want to deliver live, not 4 days later on Collision.
Did Hook work Grand Slam Rampage last year? Or did he work
Action Bronson? Was that last year?
That's what I'm trying to remember, because I know he's done every Grand Slam event. Oh, yeah. So last year, 2 years ago was Action Bronson and Hook.
Okay.
And that was on Rampage as well.
Right.
And then it was Rampage the next year was Hook, Stat, and OC against 2.0 and Anna Jay.
Yeah, Hook's probably working Collision.
So it's probably Collision. Yeah. Okay. Just making that's why I was thinking about that the other day, where they would put that match, and that would be on Saturday if I were to do that. Then
here's the other thing about Hangman Page and Jeff Jarrett is Jeff Jarrett named the conglomeration as like potential lumberjacks. It would feel weird if like they do the match and either the conglomeration's working on Saturday. So it would feel weird to have them as lumberjacks and doing a match on Saturday. Because if they lose, then what? They just come out there and it's like, oh, cool, now we're lumberjacks.
It would be kind of funny.
I guess if they win, it makes a little bit of sense in that regard. But it would be weird if you lose. That's why I feel like you gotta do Jarrett and Hangman live on Wednesday.
So this kind of plays into the Danielson McGuinness thing that I was talking about.
Okay.
Nigel McGuinness cuts in at the end of the show to cut his last promo, and it's funny because I noticed it in the main event that they were promoting Nigel McGuinness makes his case for Danielson. And I was like, is this the first time that they're actually mentioning this? And they did mention it at the top of the show. And I do wish that they had promoted this on their socials, or at least gotten it out there before the show, but whatever. Content, whatever. It is what it is.
They announced it. They promoted the whole show though.
You're right. They did. I'm just saying, I personally only heard it being promoted towards the end of the night. That's on me. I'm not saying, again, I saw it at the opening match in the Chiron. Like, I'm not, this is on me. I'm just saying, I didn't realize until the main event that they mentioned it. That's a me thing. That being said, if I'd seen it on socials, I would have probably been more like,
they didn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Well, they don't do a great job of announcing stuff for Collision anyway, honestly. Like, they kind of suck at announcing stuff for Collision. I think the stuff that was announced for the show was like Mariah May, Lady Frost, the All-Star 10-man tag, and there might have been like one other, Darby and Evil Uno.
Yeah.
That's
that, by the way. Uno, by the way, who won the C4 title in Ottawa this past weekend. Why is that a thing? For those who know C4 wrestling, that's like the indie that everyone's talking about for work rate, those shows. So he's the champion. But he got bloody in his match. I wish he had just walked up to Darby with that championship and the bloody shirt from Friday night and been like, this is why I'm okay.
That would have been much better. Like, I liked Darby's promo. I thought it was good to try to give the match a little something extra of him just being like, yeah, I want to face, like, I know how good you are. That's the guy I want to face. It's like, cool, but this dude's just a dork every time he's on TV and loses every single time. So I don't have a whole lot of come show me you are great when, like, the last time I actually saw him in a meaningful match, he was getting his ass beat by Jon Moxley, which is like, that's the guy I want to face. All right, so you want to face the guy who lost and has been treated like a joke the past year. And that match was just, again, they tried, but this is what they do. They downplay so many people that it's tough to take them serious.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, and we talked about the middling and all that stuff, and you're right. It does make it hard when you want to make someone look strong like they are, but they're not being presented as such on the weekly television show. But with McGuinness, so Nigel comes out at the end of the show, grabs a mic, and cuts a very emboldened and impassioned promo about why he should be facing Danielson, and basically just saying, I'm going to beat your ass. Doing pretty Nigel stuff. The yelling and screaming I don't always love when it comes to Nigel's presentation here. I get that his whole thing is like, I want to be vindicated. I want to beat you. I'm going to do it in New York, blah, blah, blah. And of course, they keep adding on the caveat, if Bryan is cleared to wrestle. And I'm thinking to myself, with the way that they're stacking up the show, maybe they'll just do a surprise where Danielson does show up. He is cleared, but McGuinness is so not paying attention to it that he's just one knee plus and that's it. And the world champion looks strong. Nigel's been a chicken shit heel for the last year.
Yeah.
The only time he cared now was when Danielson wasn't cleared to wrestle. So now he's playing it up as like, I'm going to beat this guy because he's so busted down. I can beat him. Why wouldn't you make your champion look even stronger by having McGuinness, who loses nothing by losing this way, by the way, because he's sure as shit not going for any championships. At least it doesn't seem that way. He's just a guy who comes out for a match every once in a while. It sounds like McGuinness just wants to have like his own slew of special matches before he calls it quits. So why not have Danielson look strong, do it like that, and then do the shock and a bit of a laugh, and that's how it goes. But then Danielson has to answer to literally every other storyline that we talked about on Friday that needs to be discussed. Moxley, Darby, Hangman's going to be in there eventually. Like there are a bunch of things that Danielson's caught up with, the BCC stuff, the trio stuff, that all has to go through. So why not just do a quick, like, you idiot, you did this to yourself. McGuinness looks like an idiot, and that's it. We laugh and we move on. And I'm sure some people will get very upset because of the history, but in terms of the current day presentation of these two men, Danielson's better than McGuinness.
Well, Danielson's always been better than McGuinness. That's
yes.
The way McGuinness is telling the story, you wouldn't know that, but that's good. He's the heel. You're not supposed to. But those who know that, yeah, Bryan was kind of the guy above him. And that's why, Danielson went on to have the career. Nigel, it was other things, but that's always been the story between those two, is Bryan was the better wrestler. I'm not mad at this idea, mind you. I don't think they're going to do it because they just want to go out and they want to have a 15-minute, really cool wrestling match for one last time, because I assume it's the last time they're going to wrestle, and they want to be friends backstage and, be like, oh, look, we really showed them we could still do this type of thing. But I think as a story, I actually don't mind it. Like Danielson coming back, and yeah, Nigel, it's not like Nigel to the AEW. He doesn't to the AEW audience have equity. He does because a lot of the audience does know the history. But if you don't, you just know him as this commentator who has just been talking a bunch of shit. And now he's just a heel and he's going to get his ass beat by the best wrestler in the world. Like, that's fine.
And he showed up in the Casino Gauntlet match, but like you said, like, he didn't take any big moves. He did his stuff. He got his shit in, and then that was it. Like, he didn't do anything memorable for people who didn't already know his moveset. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get bumped, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bless him. I don't blame him on that.
So he can easily take that, or Danielson could just hit him with a submission and make McGuinness look like a whole ass bitch and tap him out, and then that'll be it. And the world champion looks like the world champion, and McGuinness looks, like an idiot. And then people like Tony Schiavone get to laugh at him at the desk while he just gets angry. Well, Nigel has to sit there and deal with it. There's a comedy aspect. There's a bit of just a fun aspect to doing it like that.
Tony Schiavone's going to start beating some ass here.
Well,
the way he's been treated these last 2 weeks.
This was kind of the way my brain was going with it too, because look at the way that, Schiavone came out and was like, you idiot. Like, why are you doing this? He came out and like told McGuinness, like, you're taking this too far. You're being, and McGuinness was just like, shut up, old man, and go sit down. I think this whole thing is being played up so that McGuinness takes a pretty humiliating L. And then Schiavone gets to be like, told you so. And then that's it. And then even Taz gets to get one over. He's like, bro, I knew when I was done, bro. And then he goes and just like, sit down, shut up. And then McGuinness has to look like an idiot for a while. And then eventually everyone forgets and we move on.
I like this. I'm a fan of this idea. I will not put this idea in the trash bin.
And then out comes Shane McMahon and he raises Bryan Danielson's hand at the end of the night.
Now we're going.
Now we're back.
Yes.
And like I see people in the chat saying, I want a good match between the two. I get it. I really do. I don't even know if that match. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it would be a good match. Maybe you do build it up in a different time. But I just see this, if we're doing it from a television standpoint, your champion going up against a guy who hasn't wrestled full time in 20 years. I don't think there should be a full ass match out of that. Oh, that just broke. Okay.
Maybe you can do a full match later on down the road when Danielson's doing his part-time
Final Battle 2025.
They honestly should.
I'd be fine if they do it in a Ring of Honor show. That would be a big deal.
Yeah, Ryan saying, and this is where I'm at too, is like Ryan saying, I would be shocked if Danielson was willing to squash Nigel. That's basically where I'm at, is like, as much as I like Joel's idea and I think it makes sense to the story, it just feels like they both want to be like, yeah, let's go have this cool 15-minute match that justified this is awesome chance take place, and justified you still got a chance take place.
Yeah, I get it. There's definitely a we're the best wrestle that comes out of this. But I'd like to see more of a story out of it. To me, that's the logical end to that story, or at least that story beat. Make the idiot look like an idiot. Because this whole time, Nigel's just been an idiot and an ass. He hasn't beat down Bryan. He hasn't done anything physical with Bryan. He should get beat down.
I do wonder. So I listened to a lot of Tony Khan interviews this past
Sorry to hear
week.
that.
Yeah, it's fun. He was not biased. He was not unbiased, I guess I should say. He was kind of being he was being very on Danielson's side talking about this match. He was like, I want to see Bryan kick Nigel's head in. Like, I can't wait to watch Bryan, if he shows up, get his ass beat. He makes sure to, still be the promoter on this, but like, he wasn't selling this as, it's going to be this like great match. They got a lot of history type of thing. He actually was kind of selling it as, and if Bryan shows up, I really want to see him beat up Nigel McGuinness. So there might be something to it.
It's true. Sometimes Tony does tip his hand. Maybe that's it. But we'll find out on Wednesday. We'll also see in a couple of weeks the return of Dr. Britt Baker DMD. She's going to be back at the 5-year anniversary show. That got some people talking. And then I started thinking, Deonna Purrazzo just got a new friend. Taya Valkyrie joined up with her.
Really?
Regained a friend.
They remembered that they were friends.
They remembered that they are friends and former challengers for the Knockouts World Championship in TNA Wrestling.
Well, they're
the Arenas Championship. Let me get my shit off in AAA. But anyway, yes.
They were friends because Taya helped Deonna beat Thunder Rosa during that never-ending feud.
Haven't we all beat Thunder Rosa?
So they were already linked together, and then they just forgot they were linked together, and then it was like, okay, you guys were linked together.
Well, they've been linked together once again. Do you add Britt Baker to that? They are friends. Deonna, Taya, and Britt. DBT.
Like cognitive, like
cognitive. Damn it. That's
yeah,
CBT.
that's CBT. Yeah, but I feel like DBT is also a thing, right?
It's dialectal behavioral therapy.
Yeah. I thought it was some type of therapy.
So come up first, by the way, is the Cleveland Clinic. So thank you for that.
That makes sense. Yeah. I don't know about Britt being aligned with Deonna. Not sure on that one.
I just don't know what you do with Britt Baker at this point.
She comes out and she goes
D, and she challenges for the TNT Championship. Jack Perry.
Crowd is like, yeah, and she has like her little fireworks that shoot off as she does her spin, and then she wrestles Serena Deeb.
And then she wrestles her. What about Queen Aminata though? That they wrestled, but they still have stuff going on, right?
Do they?
I thought, wasn't Deeb trying to get Aminata to join her faction or join her dojo? Wasn't there?
Yeah, but then they wrestled on Saturday, Joel.
They can still
Serena Deeb just beat her, and I was like, all right, that's
maybe that's chapter 1. I mean, Amanada posted a photo of herself with a swollen ass eye, but other than that,
they just wrestled on Saturday. What
I'd
you
like
can do?
to keep going. Oh yeah, apparently your mic's doing the thing again. But anyway,
well, whatever. I'll try to fix it. I'll give it better or worse.
That's the thing. Was like Serena Deeb is easy, but maybe you just move on from Deeb and Amanada.
Okay, I got it.
I just don't know. What do you got?
Britt Baker aligns with Scorpio Sky.
Oh, I'm in it.
And so they get people new hair and new teeth. Complete makeover for these people.
And for those of you who watch TNA, Heather Reckless will be all over that because she's doing a makeover right now with Ash by Elegance and George Iceman.
Oh, this is way better.
Maybe
we got the hair makeover and we got the teeth. They get the new. Remember when Roman Reigns came back with those new teeth? He looked
we broke that shit.
Bless that man. He looked like a beautiful, beautiful man.
Does.
I mean, he still is, but like those teeth were sparkling, shining. Man, bless him.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Scorpio Sky, Britt Baker is the new, what do we call it? The DMD system.
You looking for a DMD thing?
No, I wasn't Googling anything. My hands are right here.
Oh, well, no, your brain cogs were going. I don't think
my brain doesn't work. Are you kidding me?
It's like a monkey just playing a clang, clang, clang.
Been turned off for a long time.
Someone asking where is Red Velvet? She's in Ring of Honor.
She's the ROH Women's Television Champion. She got a new red
belt
strap. Yeah,
she's got red velvet.
Yeah,
belt fit. Red belt fit.
Start red up.
She does that. Yeah, she's around. Maybe Wardlow comes back.
Well, let's not get antsy here.
That's true. Well, maybe he's just scouting out for the Jags. Maybe Wardlow's going to join the Jaguars. Anyway, is there anything else from Saturday we need to talk about?
I would like to see Red Velvet and Mercedes Moné team. Start red up. CEO. Start red up. CEO.
Everyone's just doing dances.
CEO. Start red up. CEO. We're mixing it now. We're mixing it because you got to mix the things to make the cake.
CEO it up?
The CEO Red Velvet cake.
Oh, well, that works for me.
That team would rule.
Is there anything else from Collision that we need to get on?
I don't remember what happened on Collision.
I'm sure we'll have more coming up with Grand Slam being this Wednesday. We'll be talking about that on Wednesday and Friday, allegedly. Monday Night Raw is tonight, though.
Allegedly.
Should we preview Monday Night Raw? Unless there's something else from SmackDown that you want to get into. No Solo?
Yeah, the main event, Kevin Owens gave Cody Rhodes a look, and Michael Cole was like, dude, Michael Cole.
Whole nother level.
The pure joy this man was having for this dumpster match ruled. Absolutely ruled. Bless Michael Cole. Fantastic.
Mick Foley should be the guest referee for that dumpster match.
Why?
Because he had a great dumpster match of his own back in the day.
When?
1998, Monday Night Raw. It was Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie against the New Age Outlaws for the WWF Championship.
Don't think that's correct.
Wasn't it a dumpster match?
That was at Mania, right? I think the match happened at Mania. They were pushed off of the ramp on the dumpster on Raw, but the dumpster match actually took place at WrestleMania.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let's take a look. I mean, I believe you. Push the dumpster off the cage. Oh yeah, Rose, WrestleMania 14.
Acknowledge
either
me.
way. I was still right that it happened.
Acknowledge me.
Nah. But anyway, they should do it again. I don't think you can bring back Chainsaw Charlie for this. Rest in peace, Chainsaw.
I mean, you can. It's just a character. Like, they brought back Diesel and Razor Ramon. Like, it's just a character.
And look what happened to both Razor Ramones.
They should bring back Billy Gunn. That would be...
They should bring back Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman ruled.
He still works for does he?
I don't know.
Kidman's been backstage for a long time. I don't know if he's still there.
Road Dogg is definitely going to be involved in this somehow.
Yeah, he's going to show up. Sure. Anyway, it should be Mick Foley. He should be the champ. He should be the. He should
He
be
might.
the guy.
We don't know. We don't know. He might.
He's got that Legends deal. Start putting him to work.
He might.
No retirement for you, Mick. Just come out and be a part of this dumpster match. I'm looking forward to it, though. That's going to be a really fun match to watch. Michin and sorry,
it's gonna be
have a good time.
Like they're playing it for comedy, so it's not like they're trying to do this big serious angle. It's gonna be great. Chelsea Green rules.
Miro should come back. He should be in the dumpster.
Well,
they go to put someone in the dumpster, and he's like, "Ah!" And everyone's like, "What are you doing here?"
That's not an AEW reference. So I don't know about that.
He comes out and he says, "I'm the best. I have emerged from the trash that I've been in for the last 4 years."
It just says AEW on the side of the dumpster that Miro emerges from. And he just climbs out.
I need you to vamp for just a second because I've got this. Hold on.
It's like when they shipped off the Spirit Squad and they slapped the OVW sticker on there. That's all it is. They got the big AEW logo on the side of the dumpster. So Miro comes out of the dumpster and then
that is
wrong logo
of NXT.
Wrong logo.
No, my point is they do exist. No. Company branded dumpsters do in fact exist in WWE.
I believe it.
Oh, I love that I still have that somewhere. It's in my memes folder.
I don't think they could use the AEW logo. They get sued. That's a copyright.
Oh, that's why they do the AE and then the M because it's all Elite Miro.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. That's the one. He just comes out and says, I was in the trash for 4 years. He's now Oscar the Miro. He's Miro the Grouch. He just pops out of trash cans from now on. I spend way too much time with my child. I'm interested in seeing if KO is going to do his turn before or after the Bad Blood show.
It's going to be after. They're not going to do it before.
I doubt it. I doubt they would do it before Bad Blood, but does it happen at Bad Blood? No, I think I think the story that you and I talked about, that one makes the most sense. Having Roman lose the match and he has nothing to lose, and let the Bloodline have that moment so that when they pitch the War Games match, Roman has to find his friends. Roman has to make friends, and maybe one of those friends is going to be him going after Kevin Owens, which I don't want.
No, Roman's not going to be friends with Kevin Owens.
I feel like he's going to.
Kevin's going to turn anyway.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe the turn happens at War Games. The story becomes Roman goes to KO, be like, I don't need you to be my friend, but you've been hating these guys for so long. We got problems, and KO should be conflicted as hell. And the problem is, we've done this before, but it could easily be that KO does the tag team.
Well, then why is Kevin turning? Like, yeah, he doesn't like Roman, but it's not like Solo and these guys are any better.
I hear you.
This idea sucks.
It does and it doesn't. No, don't.
There's no it doesn't.
It doesn't because it plays in perfectly to what he's dealing with, because he can easily, if it's Bloodline that he's dealing with, who does Kevin Owens continually get stuck with? It's been the Bloodline against Kevin Owens for the last God knows how many months. I'm not saying that it's a good idea, but it can easily be where they go with it. And then you have to have Roman, who has to find his friends again, or not find friends, but find anyone who actually wants to tag with him. And Roman has to, convince KO last. And the only way that KO ends up being convinced is because Sammy joins. And then Sammy is like, all right, we got to do this because you're my friend and friends do things and blah, 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 blah. Roman shouldn't be helped by KO, but it feels like if they add Sammy to it, then it just adds up together. I don't love it, but it's something that's like clearly out there. You can write it down. I just feel like it's not. It's something that we might be talking about in the next month. Taking a long time to find these things.
Yeah, look, man, it's messy. Okay, a lot going on over here.
Yeah, fix up that shit.
Okay, Roman Reigns.
Don't write befriends because none of this is about friendship.
Okay. Courts,
yeah.
It's still Kevin Owens joining him. So Kevin, that's the part that doesn't make sense.
Convinces.
Kevin Owens joins Roman Reigns.
I mean, it's the same thing with like the way Cody got involved. Cody didn't want to, and then Cody was like, fine, I'll do it because
Cody's a big old dork.
So is Kevin sometimes.
No, he's not. Kevin has some more sense about him.
We don't know that yet. According to WrestleTix, there are 4 tickets remaining tonight.
Kevin Owens joins Roman Reigns.
There we go. That works. They're besties now. KO and Roman capture the tag team championships.
Trash.
Put it in there, but who knows?
Trash.
You're gonna go to the event tonight for Monday Night Raw. 4 tickets remain.
What? Oh, I'm not going.
Well, why not?
It's like in California.
Yeah, so get on a flight, save 3 hours going there.
That's
if you leave now, you'll get there at noon.
No.
Do it.
Hangman and Jeff Jarrett is Saturday. I don't know about that.
Is it official?
Yeah, they just tweeted, see it live before it airs Saturday, lumberjack strap match, Hangman and Jeff Jarrett.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's, you know what that is? That is trying to get people to watch the tape show.
Yeah.
And I cannot fault AEW for trying that, because that's something that, something that I expected. Because again, you have a taped episode of Rampage most weeks, and then you have a taped episode of Collision, which is not as common. So you really want to get people to pay attention on Saturday. That's one way to do it.
And it's a taped episode. I get trying to get people to pay attention. I feel like generally taped episodes don't do well. It's Saturday. There's football. What kind of football games we got going on Saturday? What kind of big?
I assume that this is the main event.
Well, yeah. Sometimes
the last match
open the show.
I think Jericho opens the show.
Okay, that's Thursday. Oh yeah, Jericho might open. Well, now again, like if the conglomeration's part of this strap match, they're just gonna lose and then come out there and just be like, "Hey guys, cool."
Yes.
We're just
that's exactly. Or they won't be in at all, and the learning tree will be. It'll be one of those 2 teams show up in the strap match. I mean, realistically, they have enough people to go around the ring without those 2 teams.
Oh, Georgia and Alabama. Oh, that's
just like Hangman versus Jeff Jarrett.
Oh man, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Will's saying it's gonna kill the ratings for anything else.
Yeah.
It's tough. Listen, this match for Hangman and Jarrett is pretty obvious, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, Hangman's gonna win, but
I don't. Maybe it's not gonna be this bloody war.
Well, they got straps.
Well, the people outside have straps.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's gonna be like blood and stuff because people are gonna be strapped.
Will there be guts?
Maybe if it hits wrong, maybe.
That sounds bad.
Get the strap.
We'll be talking about it next week, I'm sure. WrestleMania tickets go on sale Friday, October 25th. Have fun.
Oh.
If you want to go to Vegas Mania, start saving up your pennies last year. Just letting you know. Monday Night Raw tonight. Jey Uso, Braun Breaker, Intercontinental Championship. Do we have a new Intercontinental Champion, or is main event Jey Uso a big old loser and Rikishi was right about everything?
I mean, yeah, Jey Uso should win, but he's not going to.
Yeah.
Which I understand why, like Braun Breaker, still the guy. You don't want to beat him, but like Jey Uso just rules. I want to see him get the Intercontinental title.
Yeeter Continental?
Yeet the continent? I have no idea.
Intercontinental? Thank you.
He should just call it the Yeet title. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. The WWE Yeet Championship. We still have that awful AI version of it. Yes, we do. The Yeet title.
Yeah, that title rules, dude.
Actually, that's the only thing that's ever been AI that I've actually been okay with.
That thing is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. That's happening tonight. Drew McIntyre has a promo against CM Punk tonight ahead of Bad Blood. I'm sure CM Punk will be nowhere to be found until he cuts a promo on socials afterwards.
Maybe. I don't know. Drew will be fine. Drew's always a good promo, so this will be fine.
Yep, and I'm sure he's going to call out Wade Barrett again, and Wade Barrett's going to get upset, and the League of Nations will come back.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm sure that something will happen.
Yeah.
And Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser. Sami wants to beat Ludwig Kaiser and say, "Give me my world title match, Gunther."
Yeah, Sammy will probably win, and Kaiser will, be upset, and then Gunther will be like, "Fine, you've exhausted me." That's how Sammy earns all his title shots, just being exhausting.
You know what? I get it. It sounds right.
That's what everybody says about Sammy. Bless him, but
He's like real life. What's his face? Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David.
Sammy rules.
He does. I could see it being Sammy gets the win, and then he threatens to like break Kaiser's arm or leg or something.
No, that's not Sami Zayn's character.
Oh, he's been pushed to the
Awful.
end. Maybe it is.
No, he just beats him, and then Sammy's just like, "That's your guy. Aren't you gonna, defend his honor?" That's it. And then Gunther's like, "Fine." He's just like, "Fine. You keep fucking pestering me. I'm tired of you."
Let the reluctance happen.
I love that story that JBL tells. He's like, "I was an agent for Sammy. I quit after that." It's like, love Sammy, but man, he just wanted to friggin' do everything. He's like, Savage was the same way. He wanted to, lay it out plot by plot. It's like, it's exhausting.
We'll see what happens tonight on Raw. Those are 3 matches that have been announced. Nothing else. So I guess it's 2 matches and a promo content, whatever. Content is what we do. So drop a thumbs up on the way out. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to be back on Wednesday morning. Jeremy's back tomorrow with FMC, I assume.
Yeah, assuming I'm feeling okay.
And then Thursday is the spotlight here on Fightful Overbooked with Jeremy and Jensen. You are a regular on this channel, aren't you? My God.
I do a show every day. It's pretty upsetting.
I can understand that. Well, It's not upsetting when you hang out with us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, till whenever, usually around noon, 12:30 if we're really feeling it. But today, we did it all in a tight 2 hours and 7 minutes. So for Jeremy Lambert, anything to plug?
Everyone, go get a cookie. And
JOLP here, all these jumping friends, me on the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.